Welcome to the 1847 show. I'm your host, Prince Larmin Jarbo, and on this show, we highlight the ingenuity of Liberians in and out of Liberia by sharing their successes, challenges, entrepreneur endeavors, and much more with the intent to inspire other upcoming changemakers. And this is season 1, series 2, episode 8, which is part of our series called Digitalized Liberia. The series highlights individuals solving real problems by integrating technological solutions to make Liberia a digitalized nation. Our guest today is Christopher Jones, who is the co founder and director of e commerce at Easy Market, which is the #1 online shopping platform in Liberia. He has dedicated his efforts to finding specific ways that technology can be applied to the Liberian context to improve the way of life of all Liberians. Tell us a bit about how your company started and what it took to become Liberia's #1 online platform, shopping platform.
Yeah, a lot of people know the story, but it started as a group of young people that was quite determined to make a change in our environment. So I used to be at our campus, which is a co-working innovation space, with some colleagues. During that time, we started, doing research on different problems in our society and looking at different ways we can affect change. So through the conversation, although I was part of the GSL project back then, but through the conversation, we decided, all right, we can launch a specific e-commerce activities, but that will help businesses. But initially, the idea already focused on agriculture, how we can maximize agriculture knowledge and e-commerce. So a few months into our engagement, meeting people about the activity, hoping to get investment. I think about 9 months. You see, for Liberia, not like any other country that you just develop products and meet people, you can get them quickly to invest in the idea. So it take about 9 months. We meet a lot of people, attend a lot of events until luckily we met our co-founder, which is Mr. Hash. We pitched the idea to him, and that was when we gave birth to Easy Market Activity in November of 2019. After the partnership and everything, start launching the business, we then decide to, all right, now we load a lot of problems, a lot of activity, but again, at that point, it wasn't a single most e-commerce activity, in the country. So we decided instead of just launching an activity for only agriculture, then move it across various industry. That was where we launched Easy Market. Now having as over the years, I have a lot of small businesses and people even outside Liberia to access products and services in Liberia. That's how Easy Market basically started as a partnership with young people and visionary young leader that joined our team later on.
You work also besides your co-founder position, that is just a title, but your actual job is director of e-commerce. So tell us a bit about that day to day. What does that look like?
But most of the day-to-day activity in Easy Market is what I do. So now my title there is director of e-commerce. In that sense, because our e-commerce is broken down into four different components, so I coordinate our logistic team, our inventory team, marketing team, and also work with corporate relations. Wherein now I'm a boss relate on corporate related entities, right? So basically it means I oversee all the activities surrounding the company, especially to see how we are innovating new, creating new products, but also how we're serving our current customer segment and how we're even making logistics efficient. So basically my work is to make sure everybody else is doing our work efficiently.
Awesome. That's quite impressive. And with that, I can imagine that you work pretty long hours, including on the weekend. So what is your personal life like outside of Easy Market? Do you have a personal life?
That's a good question. Till now, I'm not sure I have any personal life. To the extent, a lot of people that know me usually call me Easy Market. I don't really have any personal life activity. Most of the time, especially at day, right, I work with the team in the day recording the activities. But my personal time, especially for R&D, research and development activities, I do at night. So you get me, especially around the night hours researching and doing work. So again, that is the market what I'm doing at that point, but also researching and doing a lot of things to see how we can get the business on path. Because again, while a startup, like I said, right, to achieve things in Liberia is difficult. So I can be sleeping at night and expect the business to work good in the morning. So I have to always be there to create new avenues. So it's a difficult work, but again, to the extent that a lot of sacrifice is being made into what we're doing. So for me to have any personal life and activity outside this market is difficult.
You kind of mentioned that your company is helping to solve some problems in Liberia. Now, can you be
Yeah.
a bit more specific with us? Like, what real problems is Easy Market solving or has already solved ever since its establishment?
Yeah. So again, that's a very good point. So our our business model, right, it solves problems for different people. So I would like to start mainly on the user side of things. So initially, right, there are other companies available that try other services, but for what we noticed over time, especially for our last few years, we have a lot of business people outside Liberia. And again, they are all the time say become a major customer segment. People outside Liberia that always have issues about sending money. You know, the time people are talking about already we are building homes in Liberia and we have to send money to Liberia. Every time we send money to Liberia, all right, this and this happen. We try to send funds and people don't implement what we wanted to do. So all the issue events always happening. A lot of people keep sending money to Liberia and one thing or another happen, or some people outside the state, outside Liberia to want to support their loved ones here and want to have the most efficient way to do it. So now, all the years we have a lot of people, we are seeing people remain in the US and procure everything from sand, cement, all right, everything from the beginning of that construction to the ending. So now, and more credible because they say not sending money to one family member to help
But
with
man, hold on, hold on.
business.
I just did a project on building something in Liberia. You're telling me that I could have controlled how much the materials that I was buying myself.
Every single material. The thing is, every single material you want to
So
procure,
why
you
you
have
just tell me my
to.
life just now, my man? After I almost finished.
Yeah, so we see, and then apart from constructing, though, furnishing the chairs you need at home, and well, that's one of the things we noticed over time. So a lot of people outside been using that as a service to procure everything from cement to steel rods, everything needed to do a construction company most safely deliver. So people want to see the equipment is sending on the ground to do the work, but they're not really seeing the money to squander it or anything else. But that's just one.
Let's say if I wanted to get a bag of cement or a couple bags of cement, am I gonna have the option to see different vendors that are selling cement, or do you guys just partner with
Great.
one company?
That's a very smart question. So in the other stage, people when people having interest started getting interest in market, they want to bring monopoly, right? Like I should be the only one selling. We said no. For customer to have the ability to choose is what we already wanted to do. So till now, if you wanted to buy this bro cement, you get another brand selling it. So multiple people selling multiple products.
A lot of the ways your business work is by partnering with other vendors, like you mentioned, to help them expand their business and so on. So as you're doing that, how are you able to make money as an institution?
Yeah, so it's a very good question you ask. We rather make money based on our partnership with the businesses. So we try to tell them, all right, good, we are trying to give you customers, we are doing awareness, we have a good following online, good email campaign strategy. So we do awareness for you. So when the businesses are convinced and know about what can happen on Easy Market, they're allowed to offer a commission. So the business mainly run and based on the commissions we receive from our partners, right? So that's how we run a business.
Are
Business
the
model is based
commissions
on the
by
commission.
default, or is it an agreement that you sign with the business, or is it up to them to decide how much commission they want to give you?
Initially, we try to make it more flexible, but now that we have a lot of workforce and everything, so we have a flat rate commission for them to accept. But in the first few years of this market, we used to meet businesses, convince them, hopefully they agree, then they offer a commission. But now we're trying to see how we can be a bit profitable and also able to pay staff and everything.
A lot of your success, like you said, has to do with partnering with other businesses, to help them grow. So can you give us a specific business, where you met them at before they joined your platform and how successful they have become because of your platform?
Wow. Great. Yeah, that's a very good question, right? So there's one business called CSB Business Center. They will look at the face of procure they retail a lot of rest, local Liberian rest. So for now, we notice a lot of sales being come from that end. So every month these days, we notice every month you see up to 2,000 United purchase of rest, and people purchase rest most often. So I know CNB Business Center. There are other businesses that deals in other categories, especially for people like Colisa. They purchase gift products for females. So notice Valentine's, they're doing a lot of sales. A lot of small businesses. But people in the grocery category will notice they're doing a lot more. The category I really hope that we can see a lot of Liberian businesses come in is the electronics category.
So let's say I'm a young entrepreneur in Liberia, I have a business, and I'm watching this interview and it's very interesting. I'm like, oh man, I want to get on the platform. I want to start selling on Easy Market. What are your requirements for local vendors,
Yeah,
regardless of their business size?
yeah. So the at the bare minimum, we really try to bring smaller businesses from the lower ground up to be on easy market. And a good stress that point because we just finalizing a partnership with the Liberia Chamber of Commerce to see how we can really bring a lot more smaller businesses to easy market. But again, so if you want to join as a small business on easy market, straightforward. You need either the website or a mobile app, right? Go on our app or website. You go there, you try to register a business. We have a platform for sellers called the Setup Portal. So on the Setup Portal, you receive a form there to fill all the basic information about a business. Again, if you submit the application, we receive it. We have 2 business days to review your application. In the reviewing process, you'll be contacted for verification. If in every instance you are producing product that people have to eat and a health product, we'll surely have to we'll send a team member to your location. We'll look at the product, the quality control. But again, yeah, so we do a lot of quality check and see if the product you are already producing are good. So then you can then be approved to go to easy market to sell. But when we receive the application, we'll be in a queue. We'll visit your location and see if the product you are doing is okay. If you if you are facing clothes and other local product, you can send us a picture. We ask for different mode of verification actually based on the product you are selling. Again, the more verification is where a lot of our partners keep asking, how are you verifying businesses? Right? The question was asked at the World Bank, they were concerned how we verify businesses because they give telling we are focusing on smaller business. So now if our business clarify and pass through all the verification process, then they start selling to customers.
Are is any part of this verification including making sure that they are registered with the government of Liberia and paying their appropriate tax? Because we're not going to develop Liberia if we don't pay our fair share of taxes. So is that
Yeah,
part of the verification?
that's a very good question, right? So we will ask the very same question. We try as much as possible to advise the small business owners to register the government, but we should feel is good because again, they need to pay taxes. But again,
It should be a must. It's not we feel it's good. It's a must because it's a law.
I agree it's a law actually, but what we notice because the size of the small businesses that are coming, if we try to tell them you have to register Liberian government, ah, we don't know, right? Again, I want to be open to partnership. Maybe a Liberian business registration want to partner us on this, but with our partnership with Liberian Chamber of Commerce, we even discussed that, and they said, all right, they can find a way around that. So we're looking at there are different government agencies that want to see how we can show that happen. But again, most of
See,
the small businesses are very small size, right?
it's
They just focus on
not to interrupt you, right? But I understand that you guys are not law enforcers, right? But
yeah,
if we together are going to help Liberia rebuild and become productive, we have to hold each other
yeah,
accountable because the government, to a great extent, is not able to do all the accountability. So I
of
think that's
course.
something that we need to prioritize, and we can get creative about it, right? It does not have to be in the instance where maybe the same requirements that is set for those big Lebanese businesses is the same requirement that is set for that.
That's why that was our point of the Chamber of Commerce. I already said that because most of the business already making small income. If we can adjust a bit minimum wage, then they can assure they can pay, right? Because there were a lot of people saying, but the Liberia Chamber of Commerce is the business association for businesses. While a lot of small business they are asking them, what is the membership fee for small business? Easy Market is not a chamber we're paying $250 annually. I know a lot of small business won't pay that. So I talked to them and say, all right, but if we bring this amount a bit lower, then now we see how to get them the small business. Because again, how to be a registered business to join the Chamber of Commerce. That way, the membership will come in to register them, and the partnership will be launching anytime this month or next month. I mean, so most of the small business for them to be part of our partnership with the Chamber of Commerce, so even join Easy Market, they'll have to be registered. But again, the conversation was you have to reduce the registration fee. Again, if you want people to be part of the process and you make the cost a bit higher, no, they will run away, right? So the conversation happening, they need to adjust. But again, We haven't received any communication yet from that end.
Yeah.